Let's begin with that video that can send chills down any parent's spine. We'll talk exclusively with the mother who watched in horror as her infant stroller rolled right in front of an oncoming train in a moment. But first, here's how it all unfolded. It happened at a train station outside Melbourne, Australia. A mother tending to her baby in his stroller pulls it away from the platform edge and gets ready to hop on the train. Then the unthinkable. The stroller with the 6-month-old boy inside rolls off the platform straight into the path of the approaching locomotive. The shocked mother almost jumps in front of the train attempting to save her baby. She fears the worst, her agony there for all to see. This witness still finds the memory upsetting.
It's sort of all coming back to me when I stand here. I was jogging past this track and just heard screaming.
The train comes to a stop 100 feet further along, the baby underneath, shielded only by the stroller. Schoolboy Aaron Dryden climbs under the train to pull the baby free.
He just handed the baby to me because the carriage is quite low. Then I checked the baby over and just saw that it had a gash on the side of the head. The baby was happy, fine, but everybody was in shock.
With hardly a scratch on him, this little boy may just be the world's luckiest baby. We spoke with Shweta Verma recently, and I began our exclusive interview by asking her how her son was doing now.
Sarish is doing fine and he's good, and just feeling a bit sleepy at the moment. Otherwise, he's a good, happy go guy.
When I watched the video for the first time, it took my breath away. I'm a parent, and I couldn't see your face because the camera is far away. But as you watched that stroller roll into the tracks and saw the train coming, it had to feel like the end of the world to you.
Yes, it does. It was a shock, but as a human instinct, the first reaction came to my mind is how to get hold of my baby's pram. But before I can get hold of the handle of the pram, it was already off the platform, and there was a moment that I thought I should jump, but I just thought for a second that I should have a look what has happened to him. I just wanted to have a look, how is he? And that time I was blank. I was in complete shock, and as soon as the train stopped, I ran towards that platform where it stopped, and there was this young guy who came and who offered the help. And as we were approaching towards the pram, I could hear him crying, and that was a moment I was relieved. I was relieved by a feeling that my boy is alive, my son is alive, and he is crying. So I unlocked the safety harness and I took him out in my arms. And
obviously this has got to be so difficult. While you're so thrilled as to how this turned out, it's got to be difficult to put this out of your mind. Is this something that you think about constantly? Have you had nightmares about this?
And starting 3-4 days were very, very, very difficult, very stressful. I was getting hard time to sleep, but my husband was there all the time supporting and providing me comfort, and my friends were there. They made a point not to leave me alone and not to think of this. And
I know that there
yes,
must have been on your part a feeling of what did I do wrong? And yet I heard that investigators said shortly after this that you did nothing wrong, that this was simply a freak accident. Did that give you some comfort to know that you didn't do something to put your baby in harm's way?
Yeah, sort of. Like, even what I remember, I have all the time I made sure the brakes are on and the safety harness is intact, well, properly tucked in, and he was like wrapped and everything was in place. What I supposed to do, I'd done my part, but then it was just for the fraction of second when you just, like any other person, when the train comes, you're just about to get ready to hop on the train. That was a moment. It just happened. I still don't believe that it all happened so fast, so quickly.
You have to think that there's a reason that it ended this way, that there must be some reason that Soresh was saved.
Yes, I believe. He is destined to do something good, something great in his life. That's why God is there, and I have thanks to him again and again. I'm a God-fearing person, and I have faith in him. And after this incident, it even became more stronger.
Well, Sveta, we wish you the best, and we wish Soresh the best. And I'm sure there's no parent watching right now that doesn't have his or her heart pounding, and we're just happy it ended the way it did.
Yes, I'm happy for the positive outcome, and I'm happy for my boy.
You should be. Hug him tightly, Shweta, okay?
Yes, I'll do. Definitely, I do that every time. Now I don't let him go out of my sight.
I can imagine. Thank you for joining us. Our best of luck.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks.
Imagine the luck that stroller landed exactly the way it did and ended up between the wheels and not across the tracks.
But you listen to her talking about it, and you just looking at her eyes, she's reliving it constantly. Just what might have been is so frightening, and it's, as she says, it's every parent's nightmare. In one split second, how you can go from something so positive to what could have been such a disaster.
Yeah. Well, again, a happy ending on that one.